feel like I'm dying. Maybe because I'm talking too much. Okay, so scale factor. We are identifying scaled figures by recognizing there is a proportional relationship. So yesterday what you guys did is you saw a figure and you were given the scale factor. So like on the side of the chart, it said your scale factor is 1, your scale factor is 2. Or it even said in like the sentence, it said your scale factor is 1.5 and you need to figure out your new base, your new height, and your area and your perimeter, correct? Today, we're going to be looking for our scale factor. So we're going to be solving for our scale factor and a missing side. So let's see if this is working. It's like Monday for me. But thank you. Without you guys, I don't know how I do this thing called life right now. I know, usually I get, so for those of you at home, nobody told me I wasn't sharing my screen, and I know you can hear me and you can see me. Because I'm sharing my face too whenever I'm behind the camera. Yeah, see, so added bonus when you're home, now you can see my face. If I'm standing behind my camera. Is this working? No, it's just not. Oh, yes, it's working now. Okay, so we're identifying scaled figures by recognizing there's a proportional relationship. So we're kind of going back to when we did unit rate, and we're going to be using those unit rate tables to help us solve for our scale factor, which is in essence going to be our unit rate for this. Scale factor. Okay, so this, if you didn't already write it down yesterday, if you don't already have it in your notebook, make sure you write it down. It says, when the scale factor is greater than 1, the scaled copy is larger than the original. So yesterday, when you were doing your assignment, you might have noticed that if your scale factor was 2, if your scale factor was 3, the numbers got bigger. So your base got bigger, your height got bigger, your area was larger, right? And your perimeter was larger. But if it was less than 1, the scale copy is smaller than the original. So you may have also noticed that when it was 1/2, the base was smaller. The height was smaller. So that meant that the area was smaller. So just like the numbers were smaller yesterday, today when we look at our figures, if our scale factor is higher than 1, our new image is going to be bigger. If our scale factor is smaller than 1, so anything that's like 0.99 and smaller, the new drawing will be smaller. So keep those things in mind, because like I've seen some people where like I'll give you a scale factor like maybe on a quiz or something, and it'll be a scale factor of, I don't know, 2. And then you pick the drawing that's smaller. So you got to keep in mind, bigger than 1, bigger drawing. Smaller than 1, smaller drawing. If it's exactly 1, then obviously it's what? Is it smaller or bigger, or is it the same? It's the same. It's going to be exactly the same. Okay, so our first problem. Make sure this is in your notebook. So what is the scale factor from the original triangle to its copy? So I'm going to kind of show you what we're going to do moving forward with the rest of our problems. So I'm going to do my little t-chart. This figure is going to be x. This figure is going to be y. There's not enough space inside, so I'm not even going to try to put it on the inside. So I'm going to label the top the same way, x and y. So again, you'll notice that it looks like when we did our unit rate. Should I stand over here? Yes? No one was going to tell me, but I could just tell. So we're going to do this. We're going to look for the sides of our triangle. So, and it's easy because it's on a graph, so I can just kind of count it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this side is 5. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This side is 5. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one's 5. Look, we got lucky. It's 5, 5, and 5. So in my T-chart, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to have 5, 5, and 5. I kind of wish that they were different sizes so that it would, but you know. The good thing is that for our other shape, we already kind of know what the sizes are. So 1, 1, and 1 because it's just. So when you're putting these things in your T-chart, you need to make sure that you're matching. So I'm going to match this side with the same side on the other shape. This side with the same size on the other shape. So 5 and 1, 5 and 1, 5 and 1. Because obviously, Ms. Furnace didn't pick the right shape today. Okay, so does anyone remember for unit rate, how did I find my unit rate? Y divided by x. Y divided by x. So unit rate was R equals Y divided by x. If you don't remember this, write it down. This is the same way we're going to find our scale factor. So I'm going to take y divided by x. So 1 divided by 5 gives me what? 0.2. 0.2 or 1/5 because I can leave it as a fraction. But I love it. So our unit rate or our scale factor is 1/5 or 0.2. So we're not going to do this, but I'm going to go further and explain to you. So if I take 5 times 1/5 or times 0.2, it should give me the side that I'm missing on the other side. Okay? So we're going to do a problem where I show you how to do that because I see the faces. I see the faces. Everybody has this written down? And since I'm not seeing any messages from home, I'm assuming everybody at home has it written down because I already erased it. Okay. So this is the same thing. The scale factor from the original trapezoid to its copy is 2. So for this one, it gives you the scale factor. So what you're going to do is your little T-chart, X, Y. You're going to figure out your 3 sides and you're going to write them down. And if my scale factor is 2, what am I going to do to solve for my missing side? You guys did it yesterday. What am I going to do? I can't hear you. So yesterday when they gave you your scale factor, what did you do? Your base times your scale factor. So I would take, let's say this one is 2, right? So I'm going to put 2 in here, And I'm going to go 2 times my scale factor is what? 2. 2 times 2 is 2? 4. So my new shape is actually going to be, and don't laugh at my drawing. 1, 2, 3. Miss Curtis can't see. Let's say that that's 4. So I'm going to attempt to draw it on the other side as best as I can. But I'm going to do the same thing for the other 2 sides. So I want you guys to try the next 2 sides. Make sure you're writing it on your computer and then trying to draw it out. Even if it's not pretty. Mine wasn't pretty. I'll just cut some nails in that.
Do you know what she did to get back to you on that side of that? Doesn't want to laugh what she did. Okay, you know you used to do this is the puppy that you use it from this side. Here, it's draw at base of what you're thinking, right? So they don't give you the side, that's what you should do. So here, you go get it with the
Yeah. Because I can't count.
Would be a scale factor of 2, it's 2 times bigger. Okay, so we draw what that side is. Write it in your chart. You know how big that side is? So, when things are on a graph, and they don't give us the numbers, we count the blocks. So from here to here, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, right? If it's on the diagonal, we count the diagonal. So from here to there, that's 1 block. 2 blocks. 3 blocks. 4 blocks. So Shay Rocky can do the same thing here. I can't see it. Like, is that from here to here, is that 1 diagonal? 1 diagonal? Then it's 1. So here we go, 1. And then we're going from large does scale factor of 2. So here we go. If this is 1, then this one would be 2. And he's rushing us to draw. Basically, we're enlarging this figure. Okay, does that make sense? Yes, okay.
Try being the keyword. Try.
Isolating on the margin and on the border.
Te voy a hacer así pintándote donde te va a ser encima el plano de figura. Esa es la idea.
Alright,
La
so
figura va a ser más
this
grande.
one here is 1. This
Este
one,
número, para hacer la copia, no va a multiplicar 2 veces.
yes. So
Número 1 es esto, y entonces,
it's removing one
no
over
para
here.
multiplicar todo esto.
So here, these will be the numbers that you use, but it's going to be started here. So they're here, here.
Porque son 2, ocupa este número.
So if you draw it in the same order that you did
Eso
there.
es lo que tenemos que hacer. Sigue trabajando.
So,
No te preocupes que marcamos el botón. Voy a variar la computadora.
this is two. What's the next one? Okay.
Porque eso fue lo que
This is how it goes. How it depends on one block, right?
¿Cuál es
And
el
do diagonally.
Aquí te ponemos a hacer block, porque está la
Okay, so like on here, one digit is coming across there, here, diagonally one block. Okay, so that's one block, two blocks, three blocks, four blocks, it just counts down. Okay.
Randy, remember to fix that 3 and make it a 2. Karen, yours looks good so far. Keep going. Luisa, you too. Don't forget the 1 on the top. Alan, tienes que averiguar las respuestas. No nada más escribir lo mismo que escribí yo. So, 2 multiplicado por 2, que es el scale factor, te da ¿qué? Y continúa. Yair, I don't see yours. Emily, yours looks good. Garniel, no veo nada. Jesus, tampoco veo nada. No, you just gotta erase the bottom one.
So I'm just going through.
You didn't what?
two blocks. Okay, I'm going diagonally, I'm going through 2 blocks, right? So that's how you do that. So like in here, that's 1 block, that's 2 blocks, right? That's 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks. So diagonally. So
Multitasking is not my superpower. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move forward even if you are not done.
about the diagonal.
The shape.
The diagonal, if it goes to the diagonal, it's still string through 1 block, 2 blocks, because they don't seem to understand that. And I know that I have several in here that don't.
Oh, yeah.
They don't.
I'm gonna see if I can make it bigger.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, so let's take a look. I'm gonna clear the ink and I'm gonna try and make it a little bit bigger. Haha. Yeah. And hopefully I got the right number.
I think they're kind of aligned. Because they were getting. Instead of doing
1, 2. Okay, so for those of you here and at home, if we're having some trouble with the counting, so I know that the shape is kind of lopsided. It's okay. You're making sure that you're counting, and I know my lines aren't going to be perfect, but you have 1 box, you have 2 boxes. So that means that our number here should be 2. And I saw everybody got this one correct. Same with this one. This one was 1 box. Even though it's going through it sideways, it's still only going through 1 box. So I have 1. Now, with the bottom one, it's going through 1 box, 2 box. So it's 2. This little corner that it touches doesn't count as a box. So we have 2 there. Same for the one up here. We have 1, 2. So we have 2 as our number. So I put in 2, 2, 2, and 1. If you put those numbers in a different order, that's okay, as long as you're matching it with the correct side in the other shape. So if I'm taking my scale factor, which is 2, and remember, just like when we did unit rate and we did left to right is multiply and right to left was what? Divide. We're taking that same concept to scale factor because we're treating it the same way. So if I'm going from left to right, then I was going to do what? Multiply. So 2 times 2 gives me 4. 2 times 2 gives me 4. 2 times 2 gives me 4. And 1 times 2 gives me 2. So then you had to draw it. And this seems to be the next part where people are having trouble. You're not just drawing a random shape, people. You have to try and draw it to look the same. So if this side right here was 2, and I know it's not beautiful, but now it's 4, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this one was 1, but now it's 2, so I'm going to do it sort of the same way. I'm going to go diagonal. 1, 2. Is it beautiful? No, it's not. It's okay. I love you, though. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Is it going to look exactly the same? Probably not, because this artist is not an artist. But she's trying. And then I have 4 down here. 1, 2, sort of. 3, 4. And I know that's not looking the same. 1, 2, 3, 4-ish. And then 4-ish should be meeting over here. So is it exactly the same? No, I can't say it is. But I'm trying. So for all of you out there that are like, no, but I don't know how to draw. Miss Prentice definitely doesn't know how to draw either. But she's trying her best. Okay, so now I made it way too big. Okay, so let's look at our second problem that I'll be doing on the board. So make sure this is in your notebook as well. You in here already have it. We're doing exactly the same thing we just did with the other one. Okay, I'm going to use multiple colors. So T-chart. X, Y. Make sure to name your shapes. So sometimes what I like to do is this. This is my X shape. This is my Y shape. Okay? So now I know these numbers go under X. These go under Y. Okay? So I'm going to go for 8. Which number matches up with 8 on the other shape? 2. Make sure you're matching it up with the same side on the other shape. Okay, X. What matches with my X on the other shape? 3. So I'm putting 3. Last one, 12. What matches up on the other side? 3. What do I need to solve for first?
And that was the X.
Before my X, I need to solve for something else. I need to solve for my scale factor. Say it with me. Scale factor. So yes, I'm going to do y divided by x to find my scale factor. Why is it important for you to know what this is? That way when you run into a question and it says, find your scale factor, you're not like, what's a scale factor? I've never heard that word in my life. So we make sure that we use it in class. So, y divided by x. Can I just use any row?
Yeah.
Can I use 3 and x? No, I can't, because I don't know what x is. But I can use 2 and 8. So I'm going to do 2 divided by 8. What does that give me? Excuse me? Point what? Are you sure? You said it. Jose said you were sure. So it's 0.25. Our scale factor, and I'm going to write it here with those same words. Our scale factor is 0.25 or 1/4. So it is okay if you write it as a fraction. 1/4 or 0.25. Make sure you write it down. So now that I know what my scale factor is, now what can I do? Don't tell me what we're going to do like that. What am I solving for? X. And this is why I said don't tell me to multiply. So we said from left to right, we do what? We multiply. From right to left, we do divide. If I'm looking for my x, that means I'm going from right to left. So I have to do what? Divide. So I'm going to do 3 divided by 0.25. So you have to be super careful with that. Don't just automatically assume everything's multiplication, because scale factor is definitely not always going to be in the same direction. So 3 divided by 0.25 is?
12.
Yeah. 12. So x is 12. Yay. Make sure all of this is written down. If you don't have this somewhere, I would probably write it at the very top in that margin so that you don't forget. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and erase. Ooh. This one looks tough. Does it look tough? It's not tough. It's the same. It's the same as the one we just did. It's just all together. So, okay, this is my trick to working out problems like this. I would make sure you write this one down because you will see this one again just because I'm evil that way. You'll see it again. So make sure that you write it down. I did forget to print it out for the ones of you that are in here because I wasn't thinking about it. So this is actually 2 shapes. And I don't mean like one shape and then the bottom shape. No, I mean like this is 2 triangles. This is my first triangle, which is A, D, and E. Right. And then it's my gigantic triangle, which is A, B, and C. Yeah. See, that's why I said, don't leave it like this. Don't ever leave it like this, because guaranteed you leave it like this 2 shapes and you're going to get confused. I always recommend to make it 2 shapes. Not a triangle and a weird other shape, 2 triangles. And then it tells you here the information you need to know. So we're going to plug it in. So it says AB is 24. Where is AB, on my big shape or my small shape? 24. So it goes right there. AB is 24. AE, I got this one. AE, is AE on my little shape or on my big shape? My little shape. I've got 12. Last but not least, AC, is AC on little or big? Big. So I've got 36. And it's asking us to solve for AD, which is right there. So, question, do I need to worry about this side down here and this one down here? Because is it asking me for it? No. So I'm not even going to stress about it. I'm going to leave it alone. but I am going to do my T-chart. And again, I'm going to make sure that I mirror the little and the big. So I'm going to have my X, and I'm going to have my 12. Which one goes across my X? 30, not my 12, sorry, I said 12, but I meant X. Which one goes across from my X? 24. And which one goes across my 12? 36. Thank you, sorry. What do I do next? Solve for y over x, which is called what? What's that fancy phrase we need?
Scale factor.
Scale factor. Thank you. We're solving for scale factor by using y over x. So what can I use here to find my scale factor? 36 divided by 12. Thank you. Which gives me 3. So my scale factor is 3. Now, before you blurt this part out, to solve for my x, what am I going to do?
Divide.
I'm going to divide. Why am I dividing? Yes, but also why am I dividing? Because I'm going from which direction to which direction? Right to left. Right to left, we divide. So I do 24 divided by 3. Gives me. So my x, I feel like I need more space on the board. So my x is 8. Or I need to learn to write things down in a different way.
But it's pretty organized.
Ah,
I think it is. Well,
maybe it's just because I'm so anal and I'm looking at it going, oh.
yeah, I mean, I know. But it's pretty, it's easy to follow.
Is it easy to follow, guys? Are we good? How do we feel?
Good.
Yes? Sort of in the middle? Not so much? Be honest with me. Up, middle, down. Everybody. I've got the 2 over there. I've got Annabelle. I'm missing over here. It's okay to feel a little okay.
It's okay.
I've got a little confusion in the back. What about over here? My 2 who are normally here by themselves. Are we good? Are we Are we? Okay, John. Where is your thumb? Use it. Where is it? Are you up here? Are you in the middle? Our quiz is next week. Like literally, it's going to be Tuesday and Wednesday. So that way you're here with me when you take it. We're not doing this whole you're at home taking your quiz anymore. Huh? I know. It's like, come on, dude. I'm going to assume you're completely lost then because you're all like, that doesn't work when I'm over here because I can't see. Okay, so this one you're going to do on your own. This is your exit ticket. I want to see how you set up your T-chart. Remember, we have X, Y. That's supposed to be an X, not some weird shape. You got your X, you got your Y. And go ahead and solve for 1, scale factor 2, missing side. Those of you at home as well. I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to stop sharing for the